Consumers from the south of Ireland were labelled as unpatriotic to the island of Ireland this time last year.
A year on, the Euro tourists continue to spend their money in border counties such as Fermanagh.
Here in Enniskillen, Asda is seeing great benefits from the exodus of people from the south. Every week this car park is filled with southern registrations stocking up on household goods.
Last week we had a phenomenal week. I think last week was a week where all the schools were off down south and we get a major boost whenever that happens. Last week we were the #1 store in the total Asda, which is UK mainland and everything. So that's out of about 350 odd stores. Customers from down south will come up and take advantage of the beer, wine, spirits, deals, etc. and all of that. So I mean, we had a deal on, a week ago with spirits for £10, which is a phenomenal price considering that some of the prices across the border can be as much as €36. A lot of people is coming up and trying to shop for a month or at least 2 weeks. We find that trend's increasing. So they're buying, some are coming up with 2 trolleys, using 2 trolleys and filling up and possibly even doing their non-food shopping first of all, coming back in and doing their food trading. The average spend could be anything from about €200 to €300.
But for many counties south of the border, it's a bit of a different story. Here in Clones, County Monaghan, the main street is very quiet and empty behind me. Many of the stores and local shops are feeling the pinch on their purse strings, especially come the weekend. But Tony Morgan, who owns family-run business Lipton's in the centre of Clones, believes that standing on the sidelines and branding shoppers unpatriotic is a waste of time.
I feel it's more a currency issue than anything else. The sterling is so weak against the euro at the moment that people are crossing the border. That's what Europe's all about. People are free to travel wherever they wish. Before this, people were travelling to Cavan and Monaghan. Now they've just changed their direction where they feel they're getting better value. We need to get our own house in order. You can't just call them unpatriotic. People are going to go where they perceive the value is. The town needs more businesses, yes. Once the canal opens and once the sports facility, there's a €6 million sports facility opening, I think that will bring tourists into the town, will bring people in, and with people hopefully come more shops.
Back in Fermanagh, local businessman Malcolm Sloan sympathises with the border counties such as Monaghan, Cavan and Sligo, but says for years it was the other way around.
I remember the times when people were on bus loads going to Sligo and Cavan every Sunday, and we had to grin and bear that. So it's good for here now, but it'll turn around at some stage. Our shop has been very busy. Enniskillen has just bucked the trend. We're like an economic and commercial oasis. Over the last year it's been very significant for Enniskillen. The euro is strong, the value is good, and the bottom line is Enniskillen is cheaper. That's it in a nutshell as far as the southern aspect is concerned. And people who like Enniskillen, a lot of people are discovering Enniskillen. It's a very good blend of multinationals and independent retail. And I think that's why Enniskillen has become a very attractive destination.
Minister of Enterprise, Trade and Investment Arlene Foster believes that the people of Fermanagh have to realise the full potential of attracting Euro tourists.
Obviously, we very much welcome visitors coming up from the Republic of Ireland, particularly to Fermanagh. We have noticed over this past year the huge increase in visitors coming up, and indeed the last time there was a bank holiday in the Republic of Ireland, the roads around Enniskillen were essentially gridlocked because of that. We believe there's a huge potential there. We have seen the way in which visitors from the Republic, the amount of them have grown, but we don't just want them to come for a retail experience, we want them to come for a visitor experience, and that's where places like this come into their own. If people are coming up for the day, they'll obviously need to eat as well, and we want them to call into places like this and indeed all of the other hotels and places to eat at and to experience what Fermanagh has to offer.
One thing that is for certain, business is booming here in Fermanagh. Some may say it's down to the extra consumer traffic, or maybe it's that Fermanagh is a hidden gem that's just been discovered.